this resistance trend line. As you can see, same idea. I drew it, just looking at saying like, okay, like roughly in this last couple of months of price action. Of course, we're on the daily here. On looking at this last couple of months of price action, where is the line that was kind of like where is the level that was the most respected? Can I find like an imaginary line somewhere in there that prices were basically following? And yes, you can see that there's this trend line that extends back all the way to mid-December. Also, like with Solana, also like with the altcoins that we covered yesterday, most of them have been kind of grinding along this trend line lower and lower and lower. But it's gotten to a point again where especially when you see the prices, like let's say ignoring the trend line for a second, you can see that prices have been kind of bottoming out here. They have, even though like the grind has continued lower, like the we've seen, let's say, the lower lows have not been as low, if that makes any sense, because we saw lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well now we're starting to kind of bottom out here a little bit, right? And that tells us, or tells me at least, that we should see a break above this resistance trend line. Is that going to happen tomorrow? Is that going to happen in a week, 2 weeks? The honest answer is no one knows, but eventually we will see a break above. How, whether that break is sustained and how high SUI goes, that's stuff that we're going to have to play by ear once we do see a break. But I can tell you in the short term here that it does look like SUI could break out potentially all the way back up to around $3, which would be again like a 35 or 40% gain from here. Not too shabby. Of course, everyone's going to say it's a dead cat bounce. It's a dead cat bounce, and then we would probably see a small rejection. Let's say, I don't know, down back to like $2.6 or $2.8, something like that. And then at that stage, we would have to see, okay, is then SUI going to rally back up to that $3 level, get back above it, and keep rallying higher, or is it going to keep rolling over and enter a bear market?